Welcome to Easy Eats with Chef Yves. I'm here at the Greener Village Kitchen with Dylan Gaudet, owner and operator and jack of all trades at Spicy Boys. Welcome, Dylan.
Thanks for having me, dude. Appreciate it.
Today we're going to be making some chicken lollipops. Super easy, super inexpensive, and I thought I'd invite you on today because, I mean, you're the man who's got the hot sauce, so we're going to kind of step up, like I said, the barbecue game with your hot sauce and a really easy idea. So, Dylan, tell me a little bit about yourself and Spicy Boys.
So, Spicy Boys, we're a small batch hot sauce company based out of Fredericton, New Brunswick. Started the company in August of 2020. Launched March 20th, 2021 is when we were officially selling hot sauce. We kind of built our brand on philanthropy. So we started out with a campaign with Soldier On. They're one of the main rehabilitation programs in the Canadian Armed Forces.
Very cool, yeah.
We have a sauce called the Vicious Veteran. It's a maple, apple, red Thai chili flavor profile. $1 from every bottle goes directly to them, and then during November we run a campaign. Usually it's about 50% of the profits go directly to Soldier On. And then in Christmas time we launched a program called Spicy Santa. So what we do is we raise money for local low-income families. We do a portion of the campaign is called the Spicy Santa, which is where I have a friend of mine dress up as Santa, and incrementally, as the donations go up, a hotter and hotter pepper is associated with each increment.
Cool.
And by the end of it, he's eating a Carolina Reaper, which is obviously, everybody knows, is the hottest hot pepper in the world. And we've done tons of other philanthropic campaigns. And then we just take the brand and we take it across the province, across the region, across the country, pop up at local markets, hot sauce expos, anywhere that we think that we can sell hot sauce and get to our people, we show up and do our thing.
Cool. Why hot sauce, Dylan?
Hot sauce, because it's better than barbecue sauce.
Yep.
It's more fun. And also, I'm just like really into it, the culture, the lifestyle. For example, we went to an expo this summer at, it was in Mountain, Ontario, which is just outside of Ottawa. Dude, this hot sauce expo was so much fun. Like, you showed up, there were craft beer trucks. There was a big barbecue pit where they were like smoking whole pigs. Everybody was having a good time. There were people from the Netflix show We Are the Champions there eating hot peppers and doing hot pepper eating contests and setting Guinness World Records. And just like the community is so full of life and people are so engaged with it. And honestly, yes, my love for hot sauce is what kind of starts everything. But what keeps you going is the community that kind of you get adopted by.
You're right. It is a neat culture. Barbecue is definitely a culture. There's different styles. If you talk to a guy from Texas, he'll tell you his barbecue is better than the guy from Kansas City, and then the guy from Mississippi will step aside and say, "Yeah, definitely my barbecue's king." You're right. Hot sauce is great. It's a good, and again, you can choose the level of heat. So we're going to start today. I'm going to make some chicken drumstick lollipops. So you can find these on sale most times at the grocery store. And so we're going to start off really, really easy. I'm just going to take it, and we're just going to, this part right here, I'm just going to, and carefully, you don't want to, because if your knife is sharp, you can cut right through the bone. But all we're going to do is we're just going to run it around just like that, and we're going to break the tendons. So basically, it makes it easier to eat, and it's kind of like a one bite. So it's kind of like wings and hot sauce. You don't have to worry about eating around. You can kind of just pop it in your mouth. Boop, clean the bone.
Dude, I love chicken lollipops.
Yeah, absolutely. So all you're going to do is go like that, and then you're going to grab your paring knife and just kind of make sure that all the tendons are cleaned up. So you're looking for something that kind of looks like this. And then what I do, just to make it a little bit fancier, or not fancier, is I grab my kitchen shears. See all these tendons? They're not really appetizing, so I'll just kind of clip those out, and I'll put them in this bowl right here. So everything I take off, I use to make stock. So here at the Greener Village, we try not to waste. We try to use everything because, again, protein's getting more and more expensive. So this might be the one of the cheaper meals we can get. And it doesn't have to be chicken. I mean, a good turkey leg lollipop would be killer.
Yeah, I've never even thought of that.
Well, there you go. So all we're going to do now is you're just going to wrap your fingers like this, and then we're going to just kind of push down on the meat, just like that, to bring it down. And then you're just going to wrap the extra skin around it, and you've got yourself a lollipop just like this. Now, this is the ugly part, and we're going to take that away. So all you're going to do really is just kind of, and it's not pretty, but you just kind of pick it up like that, score it the best you can, and then just grab a paper towel or anything like that and wrap your fingers around it like that, and just kind of clean the bone up like that. So it's not for the squeamish. But
Lollipopping 101 with Chef Yves.
there you go. So there you go. Then you get yourself a beautiful little lollipop like that. And
Amazing.
then while I keep on doing that, tell me a little bit about the process. How do you pick the flavors? Like what chili goes with what fruit, so on and so forth?
Yeah, so we kind of approach it like a chef would approach it. So in terms of flavors, we just sort of we think of things that work together. So as you can tell, we have peaches in chipotle, a smoked peach in chipotle. So we get the smokiness from both ends. The maple apple, very popular flavor profile. We just kind of zhuzh it up and add the hot pepper to it. Kiwi jalapeno, the actual flavor profile would probably be more like kiwi cilantro jalapeno, so we kind of go for a bit of a Mexican thing there.
Like a verde.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. That's exactly what I compare it to when I give the rundown to people is a salsa verde. For our orange ginger habanero, it's an Asian-based flavor profile, so orange, ginger, very, Asia as a continent, orange ginger is a very, very popular flavor profile.
You definitely, with the fruit and stuff like that, you're building flavor. You're incorporating. It's not just a hot sauce to burn the hairs out of your nostrils. It's something that's going to build flavor.
And then honey, garlic, and ghost pepper. We wanted to make sure that when we're doing our heavy hitter sauces, when we're really up in the heat, that we have something that kind of coats the palate a little bit. So we use the real honey that sort of coats the palate before the ghost pepper comes through and punches you like that.
The sneaky part about that, though, is that sugars open up the capillaries in the tongue to introduce more heat. So you feel like that's coating, but you're putting that ghost pepper and you're notching it up a couple levels.
Exactly. So it's like it works itself into being more of a creeper hot sauce. So it's like it starts a little, you're like feel like a little safe, and then you take your second bite and you're like, holy smokes! And then by the third bite, obviously it's really punching on you and driving itself home, and you understand that you're eating a ghost pepper sauce, not a jalapeno sauce. And in terms of pairing it with certain peppers, we just look at the natural flavor profile of most peppers. So for the jalapeno, obviously we know that it's like a bright, crisp, fruity flavor. Figured that would work really well in a kiwi jalapeno sauce. For the Scotch bonnet, I find they're like fruity, but they got a bit of a funk. So we figured that adding some smoke into there would create like this cool barbecue thing. The habanero with the orange and ginger. What we were really thinking there is habanero, a fruity pepper, but if we use the ginger, it'll open up those airwaves a bit. So not only will you really get the fruitiness, but it'll make the habanero punch a little bit harder. So we kind of think of it in terms of varying heat levels as well. So we want things to be, we don't want to have a sauce that a heavy hitter can't eat, but we also don't want to have a sauce that somebody who isn't familiar with hot sauce can't eat. So that's why we just sort of made everything go from mild to wild. Have something for everyone.
Lollipops are ready, and they look really cool. So basically, all you want to do is you want to kind of dress down the skin and bring it down just like this. And then all we're going to do now is I'm going to wash my hands really quick because I'm full of chicken. Right like that. And then we're just going to, before we start making the glaze with your hot sauce, which is, we're just going to season it with some salt and pepper. We don't want to detract from the sauce. We want to the sauce to be the highlight, but you always need a little bit of seasoning on your chicken before it goes in. And then I always like to give it a little bit of olive oil too, just to, it'll crisp the skin up. So this recipe here we're doing in the oven today, Dylan, because I don't have a barbecue behind me. That's all you really need, is a little bit like that. And there we go. We'll be back after the break to make the glaze for these lovely lollipops. Welcome back to Easy Eats with Chef Yves. Again, I'm in the Greener Villages kitchen with Dylan Gaudet, owner of Spicy Boys Hot Sauces. And we're going to continue on. Now we're going to make the glaze to glaze these lovely lollipops that we just made. So, recipe is super simple. What we're going to do is you're going to take probably about a quarter cup of your favorite barbecue sauce. If Dylan decides to go into the barbecue sauce line, then use some of his. So a quarter cup right in there. And then we're going to grab probably about 2 tablespoons of honey. And we're in the business of honey here at the Greener Village. So I've got our raw organic honey right there. So a couple tablespoons into this pot. And then at the same time, the pot's going to be at a medium-high heat. And then we're just going to hit it up with a splash of lime juice And now, Dylan, what kind of hot sauce do you suggest for our chicken today?
We're doing a barbecue sauce. I think that the only hot sauce that we can use is the smoked peach. It's a barbecue seasoned smasher. It's going to add a little smoke into there. We got the peach, so we're going to just add a little bit to the sweetness too. Got that nice chipotle flavor. Let's crush it with the smoked peach.
Smoked peach works for me. It is my favorite barbecue sauce. So
Here,
what we're
you
going to do
wanna open it?
is you open it up
Yeah?
because basically what we're going to do is I need to add a 1/4 cup, and that's roughly about a 1/4 cup is what you've got in your sauce.
Here at Spicy
bottle
Boys,
right
we
here.
are solidly tamper-proofed, even from the person who owns the company.
There you go. So yeah, all we're going to do now is we're going to turn this, and then you're going to add your hot sauce to this lovely mix. So Dylan, while you're doing that, I know that you sell your stuff online and stuff, but where can you get it if you want to come in and talk to you?
So if you want to come in and talk to me, Northside Creators Market, 170 Main Street, Fredericton, New Brunswick. That's our home base. We're there every Saturday from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m., every Sunday from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. As you know, both of us board members at the Northside Creators
Absolutely,
Market. It's a small business incubator, really important for the community. A lot of businesses, including at the old Northside Creator Market, have incubated from that space and gone on to do bigger and better things. A lot of them have seen like tremendous success. Our business being one of them. That is our home base, and we love the Northside Creators Market. So I don't think we'll ever leave. We'll always have our space at the Northside Creators Market. But it has allowed us to catapult ourselves into being a regional and national competitor in the hot sauce community in Canada.
And it's a great place to go around. I mean, I've had Claudia and Cesar on with their pupusas, which dynamite with his hot sauce.
And you can find Spicy Boys at Claudia's Pupusas at the Northside Creators Market. They offer it for free with their pupusas, so stop in and check them out.
Absolutely. We had Nada on from the Rocky Lemon, who was once in our fold, but then she's gone on to do bigger and better, and that's the whole point of the market is, like you said, we're an incubator, so we're there for small businesses to test the ground and get their product out there, and then once they can afford to go big and do brick and mortar or do whatever else, and then they move on from there.
Yeah.
Cool, this is starting to bubble now, so you just fire that hot sauce in, Dylan.
As much as I want.
As much as you think is appropriate.
Go like that.
There you go.
Not everybody has to be a freak like me. You don't have to put as much in, but.
And again, then that's it, is your level. And you were talking about that earlier. You were saying tabletop hot sauce. What's the difference between a tabletop hot sauce and a hot sauce that we just used to put into this glaze?
So I would say that a tabletop hot sauce is something that is, something that you can have on your tabletop. Something that, if you have it on your tabletop, you're not scared for mom to grab it. You're not scared for dad to grab it.
Like a Tabasco.
Yeah, exactly. But I would not compare us to Tabasco, although Tabasco is a great hot sauce. It has its place, and we really respect the company, and especially the McKilney story. Really cool. I don't know if you've ever looked into it, but a really awesome story if you haven't checked it out. But we're in another realm in terms of flavor and applicability. So I would say that when you have a tabletop hot sauce with Spicy Boys, it's really like a food elevator. So
Gotcha.
It doesn't just add heat, it doesn't just add vinegar, it kind of it takes something from one thing and turns it into another. But in terms of being a tabletop hot sauce, it's just something that everyone can enjoy, something that when you put it in your mouth, you're not like completely blown away by it. For example, I think we were talking earlier about Da Bomb on Hot Ones.
Yeah.
It doesn't peel the paint off of anything. It just helps you elevate your meal.
Cool. No, exactly. I mean, there's a lot of guys that are chili heads and stuff like that. I've done a lot of wing challenges.
Yeah.
I've made hot sauce for the challenges. I've been part of a wing challenge myself, and but I do appreciate, and that's why I had you on, is because your hot sauces pack a punch, but they also wrap flavor. So it's hot, but you can't help but pull in and grab another bite because you liked it so much. You put up with the pain for the flavor, I guess, that's what I like about your hot sauce.
Yeah, and just to touch on that too, we definitely do pack a punch, but we also have created obviously the Mean Green, which is a hot sauce that I think that anybody is going to be able to handle the heat. Even I would like, hopefully this isn't an offensive thing to say, but even like a whitewashed palate. So I would think that like, yes, if you have a whitewashed palate, it is going to add a little bit of a kick to your meal, but it's going to add the right amount of kick, something that you can handle. So we don't go all the way with every single sauce. I think that's an important thing to cover with the people.
Perfect. So this has gone down a little bit now. So you can see now it's got a nice little bubble. Now all we're going to do is we're going to get a roasting pan because we're doing them in the oven. And all we're going to do now is I'm going to grab our lollipops and simply just dip them and then roll them. Dip them, roll them, and then place them right here onto the sheet pan just like that. Now, I noticed that I missed an important step here. I'm going to run back and grab my knife. Oop, right here. And here we go. So some of these are standing up really great, like this one here. But others, like that one there, are kind of leaning to the side. So what I'm going to do now, and this is, we're going to lose a little bit of chicken, but not enough to worry about it, is...
And that can go right in the stock too.
Right in the stock, exactly. And you just kind of, and these bones are soft because they're right by the joint. And now we've got it standing right up. And again, I forgot to pull I was busy listening to you talk, and I forgot to grab the little nubbly off right here.
Oh my goodness, Yves, this is smelling amazing.
Is it ever? Yeah.
I'm excited.
Again, I keep on saying, Rogers, you guys have to come out with smell-o-vision because that would work out great. So there we go. So all we're going to do is just kind of, again, just dip and roll. And this barbecue sauce we don't throw out because what we're going to do now is we're going to be able to use this to glaze. So if you're doing this on the barbecue, you would just put them on and then every once in a while just kind of paint them on and glaze it right up. There we go. And then this, we're simply just going to toss into an oven at 450 and just let it go till the internal temperature reaches 82 degrees Celsius, which is 165, 168 degrees Fahrenheit. You want to cook your chicken thoroughly, and then you'll get a nice crisp on it right there. So I'm just going to toss that right in, just like that. And then through the magic of TV, because we don't want to wait too long, we've got our finished product right here. So Dylan, all we're going to do now is I'm going to reglaze. So we're just going to reglaze that. And then, a little bit fancy here. Reglaze that, just like this, and toss them on.
Little chopped.
Little chopped, and they're lollipops. It's exactly it right there. So you can just kind of.
Wow.
There you are. Simple and easy. This glaze, I'm showing you how to do it with chicken, but I mean, pork, beef. What would you suggest? I mean, well, let's go through that the flavor profiles. I mean, chicken and pork is always the way we go. We should probably forget about beef at the moment. I mean, with the prices right now. But if you're affluent enough, or if you're lucky and you win the lottery and you want to grab beef, what would you suggest? I guess let's go through the hot sauces and what would you pair with what? Like what would go good with pork? What would go good with chicken?
Let me keep it real. If I'm going beef, it's not our hottest hot sauce. It's actually our mildest hot sauce.
Absolutely.
I'm smashing the mean green on there, that kiwi jalapeno with the cilantro and the vibrancy of the kiwi on a steak. Oh my goodness. It's actually like, it's almost like I would put it in the realm of like a chimichurri.
That's what I was going to say. It's got that chimichurri vibe, and you can also add that to your chimichurri, couldn't you?
100%, yeah. But I would definitely, if I'm going beef, I'm always going mean green. I'm taking heat out of the equation, and I'm just going for flavor. I'm throwing that on a steak. If I'm using the orange ginger habanero, trying to pair it with a protein, I'm probably going with pork. And what I'm doing is I'm going to cube up my pork, and I'm going to toss it in the OG.
Yeah.
And I'm going to use it as kind of a marinade and let it sink into it. And I'm going to fry that up with some veg. Smoked peach, super, super versatile. So I would use it on chicken, pork, eggs, beef, like pretty much anything that you can think of. The smoked peach is going to smack on.
I've been bugging you about putting them on my ice cream too, so that's what we're gonna. We're probably gonna try that out there on a sandwich with a little dip of smoked peach over the weekend. I think is on the money.
Yeah, we should do that for sure. And the maple apple red Thai chili, the Vicious Veteran, another very versatile sauce, but anything rich and savory. So if you're making a pulled pork, I would definitely throw a little bit of that in there, balance it out, add a little bit of sweetness and heat. If I'm making a beef, like I would use a roast. Again, probably use it as a bit more of a marinade or a glaze. It's got the maple syrup in there, so those sugars are going to caramelize, thicken up, cover the sauce really nice, or cover the meat really nicely. And also, bacon sausage breakfast. It's definitely the ultimate breakfast hot sauce. So I love hot sauce on my breakfast sandwiches. I love it with my breakfast. I'm always throwing the Vicious Veteran with that mapliness to it. Here's one thing I will say. Maple bacon, Maple sausage, horrible. For me, it's not my thing. Adding that maple apple to bacon or sausage doesn't make it taste like maple bacon. It's not like that fake
artificial.
Exactly.
Yeah, absolutely.
It adds like this certain je ne sais quoi to it and really elevates a breakfast sandwich. It's unbelievable on a breakfast sandwich.
That's awesome. Welcome back to Easy Eats with Chef Yves. Here again at the Greener Villages Kitchen with Dylan Gaudet, owner of Spicy Boys. Again, the glaze, super simple, guys. It is just your favorite barbecue sauce. I use a nice Kansas City one. Your favorite Spicy Boys. A little bit of honey and just a little bit of lime juice or lemon juice to deglaze. So yeah, a quarter cup, as much hot sauce as you want, and a little bit of, probably about a couple tablespoons of honey. And you've got yourself a lovely glaze that's good for these lollipops or any type of protein that you're putting on the grill. So, I see you and just you, Dylan, but what about, are you an army of one or do you have a team behind you?
So, no team of one. Definitely have a small army. I have a couple of employees that work for me that help me pop up at the markets. One of my employees, Jay, is really like the heart and soul of the Spicy Boys team. He helps make the hot sauce. He travels to all of the different markets around the province with me. We have went all across the country promoting the sauce together. Cool. Originally, I had a business partner. He helped come up with the first few flavors. And obviously things didn't work out that way, but we wish him nothing but the best. And yeah, lots of love to him. And yeah, so no, definitely not a solo army, but not a big army either. Right now, we're trying to keep the team close-knit, keep it a family. Eventually, when we start expanding into the bigger box stores, we're definitely going to have to expand the team and get a little bit more of a corporate feel to it, unfortunately, because we do love the small batch, small family lifestyle. But yeah, it's going to be non-optional once we reach a certain point. But for now, Spicy Boys family is a small one.
And that's great, and that's what I mean. Local businesses start off small, families and friends that have a really good idea, and then we'll see if it catches fire. And fella, your hot sauce has caught fire. That's awesome. So that's pretty much for us. Thank you so much for coming in, Dylan. We're definitely going to enjoy these. I'm going to grab a little bit of chive here just to make these a little bit prettier. I mean, again, we had just plain old drumsticks, and your mom, my mom used to make drumsticks in the oven or on the barbecue, and they were good, they were tasty, but I don't think they were as pretty as these bad boys right here.
Yeah.
So, anyways,
we're gonna give them a shot.
We'll give them a shot.
Here's how we're gonna do it for me.
We'll do it the same way here. I'll give you a lollipop.
Yeah.
I'll grab a lollipop right here. We'll just give a couple dabs over top of the sauce.
Okay, which one's yours? I'm gonna make this one yours.
Right on. And there we go. So thanks a lot, Dylan.
Thanks for having me, Yves. This was an amazing experience.
Right
I appreciate you having me.
Unreal. Oh, that's really good. Thank you, sir.
You're so good. Oh my goodness.